Hi, and welcome to North of 48. It is February the 4th, and oh, there's Doug Ford all of a sudden shows up. Canada is not for sale, my friend. It's minus 23, and it'll probably darn you guys, eh? Um, he's still there. I can't get rid of Doug Ford. He, the one thing about Doug Ford is he was going to break a $100 million contract in Ontario for Starlink. And then, well, now, as if you've heard the news, the uh, trade embargo, the tariffs are off for 30 days. So he's back in bed with Elon. So Elon still has his contract. There we go. That'll do. So, hi, it's been a heck of a week. I have a headache from all this, and it's only Tuesday. That's the way to do it. If you're going to do something outrageous and disgusting, do it on a Friday and a Saturday, and Republicans seem to have learned that. I have a short thing from the Beaverton that I want to read to you. Beaverton's like the Onion up in Canada. See, we have our own stuff. So this was prior to the tariffs being kiboshed. President Trump has gone ahead with his long-rumored plans to put a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods sold in the United States, other than energy, which got 10%. He believes he can use brute economic force to make us bend the knee and possibly even annex us. But he does not realize how strong Canadians are, how much we love our country, and how much we will go to absolute war over even the most minor slight. We are the country that conquered Vimy Ridge after the British and French failed, the nation that invented peacekeeping and insulin, and the people that are honestly still pretty mad about a French judge costing our figure skaters a gold medal 23 years ago. We raised such a stink, the Olympics eventually let them share the gold medal with the original winners, and we still complain about that. You think we're going to beg for your mercy, Donald? That will just give in to whatever insane demands you make on our industries, our borders, our very sovereignty? I doubt it. Did Terry Fox stop running his daily marathon on one leg just because it rained? No. Did the Red Army stop Henderson from winning the Summit Series? I don't think so. Did decades passing get Oilers fans to finally forgive Wayne Gretzky's wife for maybe having a hand in him being traded to LA? Absolutely effing not. At the end of the day, Canada is many things, but above all else, we're a bunch of grudge-holding MFers. You've taken your shot at us, so now we won't rest until we get you back. And not just with the big tariff stuff. Get ready for a whole bunch of small, inconsequential, but still pretty annoying moves from us. We're going to boo your anthem, pour out your bourbon, and continue not driving your Cybertrucks. We might even turn off the electricity for New York right before the Super Bowl. Why not? Think of us like John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves, one of many great Canadian performers we've been kind enough to send your way, you ungrateful fucks. We didn't want to fight, but you killed our dog. Time for us to go full Baba Yaga. And that's from the Beaverton, and that you think Canadians are nice? A lot of people up here in this part of the world are pretty ticked off. Now, I did a video last week on tariffs, and there's a comment I want to read to you I got, and it's kind of neat. It says, I'm a Mexican American, and I believe in these tariffs. If you guys want to do business here, then you must pay up. Also, your borders are weak, and it is hurting us. But you don't care about it, it seems. Your argument is a non-argument. Let me suggest this. Stick to whatever you do for a living and let our president lead us into a tax-free existence. You guys would benefit from being I can't even write. You guys would benefit from being a state if your pride allows it. And my reply was rather nice. It was, wow, sorry you feel that the way you do. Fact is, more drugs and guns come into Canada from the USA than drugs coming from Canada. Now, everybody knows that the tariffs are on hold for 30 days. And that's after the markets fell on Monday morning. If you were watching CNBC or anything, you've seen a lot of scared people out there as the markets fell 500 points, somewhere around there. For more on this, I want to bring in my friend, my American friend, if you don't mind, Jim Earl. Hi, Jim. How are you, sir?
Well, this is a surprise. Hello.
How did you get here?
I don't know. I fell asleep, woke up drunk, and the next thing I knew, I was on your couch.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to north of 48, where there's 25% more Canadian now because of these damn tariffs.
Well, it's great to see you again, uh my translucent cousins up north.
Translucent.
Well,
So you
you
think
don't you don't
we're
get
see-through, is what you're saying?
well, you don't get any sunlight up there. It's
Well,
kind
this
of
is
a
true. This is true.
and
Why,
there's a reason for that because
there's a
people
reason why there's white as rice, is the saying.
I wouldn't want a light up there either.
I don't blame you.
It's all snowy, kind of dull, matted gray coloring and some green in between.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, well,
Um, so what do you think about everything that happened over the weekend? I want to get into Elon too, but the United States exports to Canada was 352 billion during 2023, and that seems to me, we're your largest trading partner, eh? You
I
know
heard
that, eh?
that. I
Yeah,
heard that.
right.
I didn't read it, but I heard it.
Okay.
Everybody's talking about that. You go to the grocery store, you're standing in line for a girly magazine, and somebody comes up behind you. You know, Canada is our largest trading partner, don't you?
It is. That's right. And 36 of your states are our largest exporters to Canada, and a lot of them are red states. And I don't know if you heard Justin Trudeau's speech he gave to the American and Canadian people over the weekend. It
I
was
did.
actually really good. I was really impressed. Kudos to him. And you know what's happened? What Trump has done is our conservative guy up here, Pierre Poilievre. He took so long to come out of the gates and say, "Hey, get out of here, USA!" Like he took so long. Elon Musk has endorsed him, and he's fallen in the polls now as a result. So Trump is also managed to get some of his base that is in Canada really pissed off at him. So
Oh,
that's
good.
kind of a win, I think.
Well, that's
Don't you?
hopeful.
I would think so. Um, see if we can go like this. Whoops. Well, it's all nice people. So I got a question for you. Is Maine? You guys, I don't know what you send to Canada, if anything.
Oh, you see, that's your problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lobster.
you don't know what we send up there.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we send a lot of important things, my friend.
Do you?
Yeah,
Like like what? Comedy?
uh, compost.
Compost?
Yeah, but we have some of the biggest collections of compost
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
sawdust. A lot of sawdust,
Right.
and we have a lot of trees that create sawdust, and and I think old crack pipes, recycled crack pipes.
Okay. And we can use that
Somebody.
on the 1% fentanyl that comes over the border, less than 1% from northern Canada. So
Oh, that's nothing. You
that
know,
is not. Maybe that's only the stuff they caught, though, right?
we make our own fentanyl, in our bathtubs here. We don't need that stuff coming over the border. Stop
Right.
playing games with us. You know, there's somebody tonight who could be answer more questions on
Oh,
Maine, and that would
who
be Susan Collins.
is Susan Collins here?
Yeah,
I
Susan
would
Collins.
love to know what the senator from Maine uh,
I
thinks
think
about everything that's happened.
is a senator uh, at her station.
Anything. It's just an impromptu thing. I don't want him to know I'm
Oh,
shacking up with you.
you have to mute your connection there, Miss Senator Collins. Uh, I think are you? I think she needs her audio turned on.
Yeah, she's muted right now.
Hello, I'm
Hey,
here.
how are you?
I'm here, but I don't have any, I'm not shacking up with Jim Earl. I don't want those rumors to be going around.
Not
Well,
called shacking up here in Maine. It's
kind of like a
called kind.
B-52 song.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Hello.
hello. I'm
Hello.
Senator Susan Collins of Maine, where during the summer months, war criminals gather near the Great Shoals to hunt infected clams.
It's true. I've seen it.
Infected clams?
Yes, infected clams. As my comatose husband Tom and I once again consult our glaucoma-tinged vision board, we see ourselves retiring to Al Capone's Florida mansion with the ultimate hope of rubbing up against one of his erotic statues and contracting prohibition-era syphilis.
Everybody's got to have a vision board. That's good. Good that you collecting your thoughts and putting them up.
Got to have a dream.
Got to have a plan. Got to have a plan.
Well, before that can even happen, I must tell you how very, very, very disappointed, troubled, and concerned I am with President Donald Trump's tariff plans against Canada, our pale, ineffectual cousin to the north.
There goes with that pail again. You guys.
This is the great white north, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Well, anyway, these disappointing tariffs will impose a significant burden on the makers of our fine burlwood dildos. As you may well know, Maine's burlwood dildos are the state's 8th largest export after scrimshaw, meth heads, X-rated mud flaps, purple truck nuts, strangled whales, thunder chicken fortified wine, and guys named Justin and Jared.
Well, there you have it. Those are some of our greatest exports to Canada. You guys eat that stuff up.
We've stopped exporting guys with the name of Ryan for your movies now. So
all of them now are endangered by retaliatory tariffs. Did you know, Walter, that 95% of the heating oil used by Mainers to cook crack comes from Canada?
no, I did not know that, actually.
It's true. It's true. These resources are just too precious and important to fall victim to trade wars. And that is why we must join together with our doughy ice cousins to the north in the spirit of goodwill, cooperation, and mutual benefit. Just like the good old days when we used to put people we didn't like in camps and lied about it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Well, in conclusion, I think the founder of Maine, Tom of Maine, summed up Maine's relationship with Canada best when he said, "The only thing dumber than a Mainer is every person living on Vancouver Island," unquote.
Well, that's an unfair bash. I mean, you haven't met everybody on Vancouver Island yet.
Uh-huh.
You guys really had a bad experience in Vancouver Island, I think.
I'd like to thank you all, Mainers out there and Canadians who listened all the way through this before kicking their dog and emptying their piss bags. I only ask that you please respect our privacy during this trying time and go fuck a moose.
That's a good advice, and certainly many of Walter's listeners will heed that advice, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Because
I'm sure as well, right? Go fuck a moose. Is that
go
what
fuck, yeah.
Senator Susan Collins said?
Those are her words exactly, as you just heard. And it's another eloquent, message.
Well, I'm going to thank you, Susan, for being a dear, and
Thank you. It's been an honor, Walter.
right. I'm thrilled.
She doesn't do personal appearances much anymore. She's
Yeah.
kind of, it's pretty lucky.
I'm grateful to have her here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And are you guys actually you're shacked up, or what's going on?
What do you define shacking?
No, I'm not going to.
We do have a relationship of sort.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Well, so WTF Americans, what is wrong? What is wrong with your country, Jim? What is going on? You take a nice bunch of Canadians and you try to slap them, and then you go to the Mexicans, you try to slap them. And now here we are. Nothing's happened, and we have 30 days to wait until tariffs poke their ugly head again. And your government's going after the EU as well, right?
You haven't seen, we haven't done what we're going to do to Denmark yet, okay? So just wait. You might change your opinion after that.
Well, I'm related to the Danish people, so tread carefully, my friend. They've learned how to play hockey, so.
There is a lot of warlike ice in your veins, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. My translucent and doughy continents. Continents?
Incontinence.
Incontinence? Yeah, that's right. But okay, so I get it. Part of what Trump is saying is actually good, because wants to bring back manufacturing to the United States. Well, Canada would like to do that too. And that NAFTA agreement that came out, and now it's what the last one Trump did was a USCMA, or whatever it is. The best deal ever that he's kind of pissing on now, saying it's a bad deal. Those agreements took manufacturing out of both countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it if he's trying to bring manufacturing in, but I mean, why would you? The two countries that are intertwined with the United States is Mexico and Canada, the supply chain and jobs and stuff.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Like for the new NAFTA agreement, there's a 10-year release program where supply chains can get more into your country, right? If you want out of the agreement, it's a 10-year a plan. I don't think he's got a plan. However, one thing I noticed with all this ruckus there, Jim, can I call you Jim?
Sure, you can call me Ruckus too.
Okay, Mr. Collins. No, is while all this was going on, Elon Musk went into, with the help of the United States Treasury, and he got a hold of him and his team got a hold of it appears banking information for people on Medicare and other government plans. Do
Yeah.
you think this is part of it, what it was?
Part of what?
It's like
Part of what?
part of, okay, we're going to do this, this, and that, and nobody will pay attention because I'm going to do a trade war on Canada and Mexico.
Oh, you mean the throw a bunch of crap against the wall and see what sticks?
That's
And
exactly what they're doing.
that's exactly what he's doing, and he doesn't know what he's doing half the time.
No,
He's tariffs are kind of work if you from my knowledge,
right.
if you specify it to one particular
Yeah, like a
product or
car
industry.
or something
Mhm.
like that, right?
But you don't go full blast on it and wreck
Everything.
everything that has connectivity between two countries or three
Right.
countries. Is we send stuff, the Maine sends stuff to seriously, we send uh, wood pulp to Canada, and Canada sends back
Paper?
uh, paper or cardboard or something that
Right.
we need. And
Well,
so,
you're next to Quebec almost, right? You're just straight
mhm,
north is Quebec, right? And they got a lot of paper mills there.
yeah, and we used to have a lot of paper mills here in Maine
What happened
until
to
they
them?
well, they shut down. They because it just wasn't profitable, I guess, and they poisoned a lot of rivers, and people kind of returned off about that. So
Yeah,
we have a
yeah,
lot of old paper mill towns that are trying to clean up all the damage they did to
right.
the fertile soil in the farmlands
Well,
everywhere.
well, well, Trump's been in office for what, 2 weeks? And he's made my head hurt every week. And right now I got a big friggin' headache over all of this, right? And uh I don't know if you get any Canadian TV down there, but you should see the liquor stores. All the American booze is off the shelves. A lot of people going back to buying Canadian where they can. But the thing is, it was like our tractor implements. So we used to make them up here in Canada with John Deere.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, Caterpillar, which was our Angus up here, and they moved everything to Tennessee uh, to make it, right, to make
Yeah.
farm equipment down there, and the big excavators and stuff. So I think we've really screwed up our ability to have domestic manufacturers now. Really bad. You'd figure after COVID, when we couldn't make masks up here or have or the job, you'd figure the government would have got better at making sure we have good manufacturing facilities, but that did not happen. Um,
That's
so
because the problem is your country tries to emulate us too much. That's what we experienced in Vancouver Island that shook me to the core uh, over 40 years ago. And
over
I still
40 years
remember it
ago.
like it was yesterday.
Oh my God.
Everybody hated being Canadian on that island. Everyone we encountered.
Really?
And
Well,
they were and they wanted to be annexed
you've
or
got some
annexed
PTSD there, buddy.
by the US. They wanted to be part of Reagan's America.
Well, in Victoria Harbor, that's all you see is American boats, the yachts that are in the harbor there.
Hmm.
Uh, Lots of them are got the American flags, and probably come up from Seattle to Victoria. And well, okay, do that. I'd buy $1 million boat just to go 200 miles, if that. No,
Well,
okay.
I don't know. So
Um,
what do you think is going to happen?
well, I'm wondering if you bring back some of this manufacturing, Do you think Arkansas has enough 9-year-olds to make shoes?
No, that's the problem. Elon Musk is trying to get everybody fertile and screwing again because our population is going. We don't have enough young people. We need more children. We need more children, and he's willing to father a bunch so we can put them in the textile mills once again. Put them
Okay.
in, build a couple more triangle waist shirt factories or shirt
Right,
waist factories.
right, and lock the doors.
Lock the doors and put them to good use for once instead of whining and yelling in the supermarket.
Have you seen ICE agents around your part of town, or you've been staying indoors?
We have refrigerators and freezers here. We don't need
Have you
ice
seen
delivery.
immigration people up there in your neck of the woods, Jim?
Oh, no, we
No
have
way.
not, but that doesn't mean they aren't. I mean,
Hmm.
we try to stay away from people here.
Right. I don't blame you the way it's going. Don't let ICE get you,
Yeah,
you know.
but I think they are being encountered, and I think Portland, perhaps there was some.
There was some talk there.
Yeah, I think they're gonna corral people and do horrible things because that's America. Gosh darn it, we were built
Gosh.
on that.
Well, I was reading, and unfortunately it was the New York Post, but I was reading, and there was a whole bunch of people, um, African American individuals, who were quite happy that ICE was on the streets taking away some of the hoodlums that were in Brooklyn, I believe. I'm not sure how much of this is true because I've heard they were grabbing people with criminal records, but when they arrive in Mexico or Brazil, it was like 50% weren't criminals, and some of them were American citizens. Jeez. You can't make this up. This is like a bad TV series.
You call somebody a criminal, and then you don't need proof anymore,
Right,
and that's your justification for corralling them and arresting them.
right,
You want them to be criminals. You label them that, and that's your excuse. That's
right.
that's the pattern of America.
Well, there was a meme going around. Congratulations, America. Uh, you can pick all your vegetables for $5 an hour in the hot sun. Way to go.
I'd
Um,
like to see that.
which is unfortunate. I don't know. Do you think what do you think? What do you think is going to happen in the near future, Jim? Any idea?
I think I think things will get gradually and then significantly worse, and then gradually worse again, and even worse.
I actually don't doubt that. I really don't doubt that at all. Um,
Until somebody starts, getting really mad and taking action and protesting, and because or maybe the Democratic Party will finally do something, but they're acting. When Mitch McConnell was head of the minority in Congress, he did everything he possibly could,
mhm.
while Democrats had the three parts of the government. They had the White House, and they had both houses of Congress, and he threw a monkey wrench into everything. They
He
had a
did.
plan. They had a plan to stop everything that Democrats wanted to do when we had a supermajority. And
Well,
we don't have a supermajority here, but they don't have a supermajority yet, kind of. But we still could throw a monkey wrench into it and delay and harass them. But Democrats aren't even doing that. They want to be nice. Chuck Schumer, can't that,
I was going to
with his,
say that the exciting Chuck Schumer comes out with showing what a Mexican bottle of beer looks like the other day on TV. You won't be able to get this, he said.
he's like, he has the effectiveness of a 12-year-old during show and tell at the homeroom class. He's
Well,
just completely feckless and a waste of time, a waste of space.
well, this was my question, going to be my question to you, Jim. Why are the Democrats so feckless? You know,
Because they,
basically, I mean, there's been no opposition. I think I hear Ocasio-Cortez once in a while and Bernie, and that's about it. But I mean, there's no opposition to what's going on. You've got it's got to be illegal for Elon not voted in by Congress or anything to go to these
it
with
is.
his
It's illegal.
Doge. Yeah,
It's illegal for him to access and hack into all that personal information for Social Security and Medicare payments and all this. It's illegal for a president to suddenly stop funding things that Congress has complete control over. He doesn't have any right to do that. It's illegal too. Right?
I
We should have people. Nobody is standing up in Congress screaming, "This has to stop. This is illegal."
mhm.
We have Democrats helping confirm Trump nominees.
Well, I heard Gabbard got through, eh? I just
Jesus
heard that,
Christ.
and then RFK, I believe he'll get through. It
He's
looks
on
like
his
it.
way. Yeah. And Marco Rubio, every Democrat voted for that fucking.
Yeah. You know, little Marco has really come a long way, right? Going down, threatening Panama and everything. He's done good for himself.
Well, again, you
And then you got
Republicans can only be as bad as Democrats will allow them to be.
I don't understand it because like the Wisconsin Democrats, when the Republican guy got in and they were going to do a bunch of crap, they raised hell. And these people here on your government hill, nothing. They just walk around like they're in a dream. Wait for 2 years and then things will change because we'll get voted back in and we'll change things then, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I heard Jeffries say something asinine the other day. I think that was it. Well, we just got to wait for two years and make some money, you know. They just spent probably the richest war chest a Democrat ever had with Kamala, and
Over $1 billion.
and they wound up with not the House, not the Senate, and not the presidency either, right?
Yeah.
So
You were just asking a few moments ago about what can be done
yeah,
about especially the Musk, a private citizen, hacking in with 12 snotty-nosed teenagers, state secrets basically,
right.
and all our personal Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security information.
Mhm.
And it may sound kind of a little naive, but it's Substack guy who has a lot of great articles. Qasim Rashid,
Okay.
he has a suggestion. Attorney friend of his has to email the act to demand privacy protection, and that email, email privacy@treasury.gov, and with the following subject line: civil liberties complaint. Hello, I'm making a civil liberties complaint under the Privacy Act of 1974.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, 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 blah. It's been brought to my attention that Elon Musk and associates, under the guise of Directive Department of Government Efficiency, have acquired access to Treasury Department records and systems of records as defined in the Act. As an individual covered by the Act, I believe that there may be records about me in the Treasury Department systems, and I am concerned for the following reasons. They list reasons, which are pretty obvious, and ends thusly: Treasury Department must quickly investigate what Privacy Act records that Musk and his associates have unlawfully accessed. 2, reveal to the public what unauthorized disclosures were made. 3, stop further access. 4, force any files acquired by Musk and his associates to be returned and or permanently destroyed. And 5, seek criminal penalties against Musk and his associates for violations of the act. And
Oh, it's nice. You can write a stern email.
well, it is a violation of law, and that's what people can immediately do just from sitting there with their iPhones. It's better than nothing.
It is better than nothing.
It's a form of protest and a form of fighting back.
Right. But it's ingenious what Trump's done. He went in and wiped out everybody in the FBI who would have been against him, right? And who did the January 6th investigations. He's looks like he's terminating them.
Yeah.
So he's gotten rid of them. He got rid of all the IGs, the investigator generals. Is that what they are? Prior to Doogie going in, and all the blocks that would have been set in place, all the security is gone, right? So how come the Democrats aren't up in arms about this? How come they're not? How come they're not getting the scarf and kneeling on the rotunda?
Because I believe the new DNC head
Yes.
ran on
is he? Yeah.
ran on the strategy that we need to be, not me, I'm not a Democrat anymore.
Okay.
Democrats need to be less confrontational and less resistance oriented, and need to instead concentrate on issues like the economy and the border. In other words, the DNC is refocusing on becoming exactly what they became to lose the election to Donald Trump 2 times in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Republican light, and that's what Democrats, because they're afraid to act up. They're afraid to protest. They're afraid to resist.
That now would be the time to do some protesting and get some Neil Young songs out there. And
whatever happened to that fucking AOC when she actually had a sit down protest in Nancy Pelosi's hallway,
right,
for the Green New Deal.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that AOC? I mean, this is pretty freaking important. Right. She should be organized. The Democrats should be, organizing and protesting and doing sit-ins. Yes. I mean, this is what happens in other civilized countries, third world countries.
They're too fucking old. Maybe that's it. Was only by that much, only by that much Trump won. Right. He didn't even reach 50%, I think, on the votes. It was 49 points.
He won plenty. He won the Electoral College. That's all that counts in this system. And
that's right.
Democrats didn't want to keep losing that way. Then they should try to get rid of the Electoral College. But nobody wanted to do that. Nothing will fundamentally change.
It's too hard. Maybe Senator Susan Collins could lead that attack, but
Joe Biden didn't want to stack the Supreme Court. He didn't want to do anything to change the Supreme Court. Yeah, all he did was whine about it, right. act like he was against what the Supreme Court was doing, but he didn't do anything to push back on that.
Someone from the audience reminded me too that Marco went to El Salvador, and they're going to take immigrants there, plus American citizens who are too violent. And I would think that would be against the law as well.
It is against the law. It's unconstitutional. Right. If that second part is true. The first part would just be exporting
Mexicans to Honduras
without a trial.
Salvador.
To a prison camp for free labor in El Salvador, and El Salvador would be committing a crime too against.
Yeah.
So
And what about Guantanamo? I don't suppose they can just cross the line and go into Cuba, right? They have to stay in the prison camp. They're going to be bringing it illegals into
well,
Guantanamo and keeping them there.
well, it's too bad. Barack Obama and Joe Biden did their very best to keep Guantanamo open and festive, and
Well, they knew the tourist
funded
season was going to be here when,
Biden sent millions more in funding for Guantanamo and opened up the doors. Again, this is exactly what Obama did for Trump. Opened up every door for Trump and gave him all the tools necessary to abuse power and do what he did in 2016 and do what he's doing now. Biden gave him all the tools to do it. And so what else do people expect? What else do Democrats expect?
Well, so Biden took Cuba off the naughty list. Did Trump put him back on? Like especially with Marco, he doesn't like Cuba. Marco Rubio. I wonder
I
if
don't
they're
know.
back. I don't know that either. We'll have to find out. I was thinking what would be neat is Justin could go down to Cuba and say, "Hey, you guys want to be part of Canada? You want to be a province?" I think that would be kind of neat. Wouldn't hurt anybody, would it?
That would be great. But then we'd have to,
To what?
embargo you and surround you with nuclear warships.
Yeah. Well,
Because,
we're
you
supposed to
people,
be socialist or communist anyways, which we aren't. We're just a democratic country. Actually, it's the world's oldest bilingual democratic country in the world. Is Canada.
you're a constitutional monarchy.
I
You still
haven't
bow
toasted
down.
King George yet, so
You still bow down to the
yeah.
monarchs that come visit you every once in a while and use your potty and then leave.
It's like Susan says in the chat, "Viva la revolution!" Right? Okay, Jim. I don't see this going anywhere good. I mean, not our relationship, but I mean the American Canada thing, but the world, like the EU is now taking drastic steps. China, what did they do? So the America put 10% tariff on China. China comes back with coal tariffs, and they only get like 6% of their coal reserves from America,
Yeah, I
right?
think basically
And LNPG, which goes to Europe anyways.
Trump did some things that were already going to happen, kind of like he did with you guys. He just
Mm-hmm.
kind of said, "We're going to do this now," but these things were already in line to happen anyway, for the
Oh
most
yeah,
part.
yeah.
And
Prime
so
Minister Trudeau said in December what he was going to do, right? And then he just
mhm.
came out. And like we're putting 10,000 front office people at the border. I like how they termed it. We've already got 8,500 like custom agents and stuff, so it's just another 1,500. And Mexico put their 10,000. Actually, they had 15,000 at the border prior to, and they had an agreement with Biden. So I don't know where
Yeah.
the win is here, except the stock market went down. Did you make any money on this, Jim? Was this partly, did you
No,
short the market because you knew it was going to go down and you were going to make lots of money?
no. Nancy Pelosi made a lot of
I have
money.
no
She
doubt.
made about 89% profit
I
off of
have no
insider
doubt.
trading.
I have no doubt. Do you think Trump
But
made some money on this too? His finance?
I don't think he's smart enough
Hmm.
to do that.
Uh,
I don't think Trump's very smart. I don't know if that's news to you or not. But I think he's just he's a lot like Musk. He's emotionally and developmentally disabled. And I'm making any aspersions for people who are genuinely developmentally disabled. But
oh,
you know, he's these people are emotionally destructive, and
They are, aren't they?
and
And
they're like a vindictive, spoiled 12-year-olds, and it's amazing they have any money at all.
well,
I think that their fans are so dumb that they just, they look upon their stupidity and lack of communication skills and the ability to screw things up using lots of amount of money as some sort of magical gift.
right.
And that I could never do that. I can't go bankrupt 12 times. This is amazing.
Well,
So
you know,
yeah.
you were talking about well, kind of selfish people. Donald Jr.'s in Italy, and he just got charged with killing a protected bird in Venice. It was a duck. It was a protected duck.
Yeah. Well, you should not have
If he
sex with
comes up here and
animals.
kills a Canada goose, he's not going back home. I'll tell you that.
Well, if he kills it the same way he killed the goose, he's probably trying to fuck it.
Well, maybe.
And I would
Actually,
not advise that with either animal.
so his ex-girlfriend is the diplomat to, is it to Italy or to Spain? He's right around her neck of the woods there. So I'm just putting two and two together here. So he's got stuff, or Greece. Yes, that's right.
I think some guy who used to manage a Blockbuster around the corner from Donald Trump is going to, be the diplomat to Czechoslovakia next.
I have no doubt. And the New York's Jets owner is probably going back to Britain. So he was before. Jim, is there anything you would like to maybe tell the audience, be it American or Canadian, about what's going to happen, or what your thoughts are on anything? Or you get the last words, Jim.
I think sooner or later Donald Trump is going to have to really act on his tariff vows and threats,
Right.
and actually do some damage in order to satisfy his base.
A liar. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to satisfy his base, because this isn't a tariff. He wanted to make things fair. Remember, everything we're paying more than they are. We should even things out. That was his whole reasoning for the tariffs, not to make some fudgy deal on borders security or anything like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So he's going to have either.
If you didn't buy oil, you would be in a net positive for trade to Canada. But you buy oil, which is cheap, it's discounted on the world market, and you're complaining about it.
Well, I think he'll either have to go full force on that and destroy the economy of America and screw with Mexico and China and probably Europe, or he'll disappoint his base, or three, his base won't care because they're a bunch of obtuse morons.
Right.
So
they can wear barrels with suspenders, right? I'm getting like Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy vibes here. I'm getting the 1930s vibes.
Well, that sounds great.
Okay.
Good for comedy.
Yeah, I suppose so. Hey, Jim, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Susan Collins too, as well.
Yeah, Senator Susan Collins. She was really good tonight. I don't know where she is now. I think she's eating beans.
Well, why not?
We cooked some heirloom beans tonight.
Heirloom, you say?
Heirloom beans. Best kind of beans there is.
Jim, thank you again, buddy.
And thank you again, buddy. And thank you, buddy.
I ain't your buddy, pal.
And all the buddies. Thank you, all buddies.